The Morning Debrief with Teddy on Radio Kikao.
Majority of Kenyans expected Faith Odhiambo to reject this appointment, or it will be, and if she accepted it, it will become a betrayal to Kenyans, especially the Kenyans who lost their lives. But during the panel, during the swearing in of the panel that happened on Thursday last week, Ms. Faith Odhiambo said this, that as I take this responsibility, let it be known that I have in no way betrayed the trust of Kenyans. Let it be clear that access to criminal justice remains critical to me in our quest to promote and to protect the rule of law as an essential element in the enjoyment of the fundamental human rights and freedoms. So Faith Odhiambo assured Kenyans that she will not let them down and that the bloodshed of their comrades will not be in vain. She would later empathize with the victims' families and affirm that justice will be delivered. She went further to say that the panel of experts that are joined today bears both the duty and opportunity to spearhead the revolutionary shift in victim reparations. She said that never again shall Kenyans be killed by trigger-hungry police officers for exercising their constitutional rights on the streets.
The Morning Debrief with Teddy on Radio Kikao.
I was looking at Faith Odhiambo's tweet when she was sworn in, and the replies, my God, Kenyans are angry. Let me read them for you. There is a reply by Anwar Sadat, who's also an advocate of the High Court. And this is what he says. He says that he who enters a sewage pit shall come out smelling like feces. Another person by the name of Nation Kimea says that this is betrayal in the city, Faith. You are now dining with the oppressor. Deputy Inspector General Eliud Lagat must have smiled as soon as he saw you join the panel. He is now sure that justice means nothing when everyone has a prize, from family members of the late victims of police brutality to members of the LSK and to his chair. You have emboldened the killers. This is very sad. Another person says, isn't there an independent arm of the government called the judicial system? What is its work? Isn't this a judicial coup? Another person by the name of Wangua Makeri says, you, Faith Odhiambo, and Irungu Houghton have agreed to sit at a table you are meant to flip. It is disappointing, and the word disappointing is an understatement. Why are you smearing yourself with mark from this regime? Then the atheists in Kenya society, this is a society of atheists, says that Faith, you should have rejected this appointment. It is a trap. Very soon you will see clearly. Politicians play politics, and Ruto is playing politics with victims of police killings and abductions. And I believe that this is what a lot of Kenyans are saying, is that a lot of Kenyans do not trust their president.
The Morning Debrief with Teddy on Radio Kikao.
It's important to note that Kenyans really do not trust their president. And one thing that Kenyans keep pointing out is that Kenyans are not stupid. Kenyans know that there is a constitutional body. There are constitutional mandates. It is then the constitution on how to go about compensating victims of such atrocities. So why are we as a country going through corners, cutting corners, so as to find or rather to bring justice to the Kenyans who lost their lives? What happens to the police officers that pulled that trigger? Because this move is going to embolden the police. If someone is shot today during a protest, and then instead of the police officer who shot him being held accountable and the government compensating this person, the only thing the government does is that this person is compensated, and then once another protest happens again, more Kenyans are killed, and then more money is given to them. So that means, in simple terms, that Kenyan lives have no worth.
The Morning Debrief with Teddy on Radio Kikao.
I'd like to hear from you. What do you think? Do you think that the Kenyan president is trying to set up Faith Odhiambo to fail? Or is Faith Odhiambo playing politics? Is she eyeing a political office? And do you think that perhaps this is the wrong way to go about it? Is she has she played a role in denting the image of the Law Society of Kenya, a body that has been applauded by a lot of Kenyans for doing the work that they should do, right? And doing it wholeheartedly, kwa kujitolea, as we say it in Swahili, let me know. 0754073101 is our number. 0754073101 is our number. Send us a WhatsApp message. You can call us. Send us a text. Let us know, what do you think? Do you think that Faith Odhiambo is being set up to fail, or are we seeing the true colors of Faith Odhiambo now showing itself? Do you support, as a person, as a Kenyan, as a taxpayer, do you support this move by the Kenyan president to set up an unconstitutional body to perhaps find solutions to compensating victims of police brutality?
The Morning Debrief with Teddy on Radio Kikau.
That millions of Ethiopians have come together to build the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam. This is Africa's largest hydroelectric project. Its turbines are now running, and they are promising power to tens of millions of homes. Now, if you've been following the story about this dam, and if you've not been following the story about this dam, I'll brief you about it, is that the government introduced a bond to its people, right? And so what this bond did is that instead of the government taxing their citizens to raise money so that they can build this dam as we do it locally here, what the government did is that they introduced a bond, and this bond enabled the people of Ethiopia to buy that bond, right? And so by buying that bond, the government is able to raise revenue, and the revenue is invested in that dam project. Now, you must be asking yourself, if I'm buying it, I have to be making a profit. Of course, you have to be making a profit. So how are the people of Ethiopia making a profit? Well, this is a long-term project, right? It's a long-term investment. Dams will always be there, regardless of generations, right? And so how the people of Ethiopia are going to be making money from this dam is that now, from the hydroelectric power that is going to be generated, right? The country has a power distribution company. That's a government-owned power distribution company. So by buying these bonds, you've bought shares into that company, and so you're gonna be paid I believe that is annually. You're gonna be receiving your own dividends in your own bank account from that. And the good thing about this is that this is it's a lifetime deal, right? So you're gonna be making money from these bonds, and then maybe after you're gone, your children are gonna be making money again from these bonds that you bought as the parent, which is a pretty good investment.
The Morning Debrief with Teddy on Radio Kikau.
And we've seen that a lawyer by the name of Levi Munyiri has moved to court. Let me look for that. Yes, let me read you this tweet by Levi Munyiri. He says this, that it is a personal decision for Faith Odhiambo to serve Ruto in an unconstitutional panel of experts. However, she must resign as the president of the LSK, failure to which we will file an urgent motion to eject her as the LSK president. So yeah, he goes ahead to say that Article 59 of the Kenya Constitution stipulates that there is a procedure for compensation that must be followed. And so compensation of victims is welcomed. The Constitution sets a procedure for compensation, and it cannot be that culprits are the ones who set the terms. The results will be looting, witnesses, intimidation, and wrongful compensation.